Just going to correct the solutions for exercise 11.3. So the first question, so I'm going to do question 1 to 9. It says investigate if 4 factorial plus 5 factorial is equal to 9 factorial. So 4 factorial, when I put that into the calculator I got 24, plus 5 factorial, when I put that into the calculator I got 120, is equal to 9 factorial, when I put that into the calculator I got 362,880. So 144 is not equal to 362,880. The next one I have is 3 factorial multiplied by 4 factorial is equal to 12 factorial. So 3 factorial, I get 6, multiplied by 4 factorial, I get 24, is equal to 12 factorial, I get this, and they're not equal. Question 2, it says list all the possible 4-digit numbers that can be made from the digits 1, 2, 3 and 4 using each digit only once to make up that number. First of all, I was asked how many outcomes are there. So what I did, I did my 4 boxes 1, 2, 3, 4 because I have 4 different numbers to choose from. So I have 4 options, so 4 by 3 by 2 by 1. So there's 24 outcomes in total. So what I did then is I realised I have to get 24 outcomes, and that each number can only be used once. So I did 24 divided by 4, and I get 6. So each of them are going to have to be start with number 1 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each of them are going to have to start with 2 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 and so on, 4 and so on. So I did my first one 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I did my next one, I went 1, 2, and I swapped this around 4, 3. Then I did my next one, I started off at 1, 3, 2, 4. And then I went 1, 4, 2, 3. And 1, 4, 3, 2. So I was just swapping them around, and I did the same logic over here as well. So I did 2, 1, 3, 4. Then I went 2, 1, 4, 3. Then I went 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1. So as you can see, I did 1 here, 3 here, 4. So I was kind of just swapping the numbers in and around until I got my 24 outcomes. Part 2 of this says how many of these numbers are even. So I did this using the box method. You could have went off and counted the number that are even, but basically for it to be even it has to end in an even number. So this box is the box you fill in first. So my numbers were 1, 2, 3 and 4. So there's 2 numbers that I could put in this box. I could put in either 2 or 4. So that's just 1 box gone, and then I had 3 boxes left over, so it's 3 by 2 by 1, which is 12. You could have counted that yourself. Part 3 then, it says how many of these numbers are odd. I could have went, I know 12 of them are even and there was 24 in total. That means that 12 of them have to be odd as well, but I know that for it to be odd it has to end in an odd number, so it's going to have to either be 1 or 3, so that's 1 number gone. And then I had 3 boxes left over, so 3 by 2 by 1, which will give me 12. Part IV, it says how many are greater than 3,400. So for 3,400, this box here has to either be 3 or 4. So I have 2 numbers to choose from here. Then I either going to have 3 or 4 used here, so that means that one of them, 3 or 4, then is going to have to go in here, so it's going to be 2 by 1. And then I have 2 numbers left over by 2. And I get 8 as my option. Part V, it says how many are less than 3,400. So if I know 8 are greater than 3,400, I'll just go 24, take away my 8, and I'm left with 16. And then it says how many of these numbers start with a 4. So 4, I only have 1 choice that I can put in this box, multiplied by, I have 1, 2, 3 boxes left over, so 3 by 2 by 1, which will give me 6. And you can also just go through them manually and calculate them that way if you want. Question 3 then, so it says write down all the possible arrangements of the letters games that begin with a vowel and end with a vowel. So my vowels in games are A and E, so they either have to begin with A or end with E. So what I did here is, how many arrangements did you get? I calculated that first so that I knew when I was going to be finished with listing out my outcomes. So for this one, I have 2 options that I can fill in here, so it can either be A or E, so that's 1 letter gone. And then if I use A here, that means I can only use E here. So that's this where I fill these 2 boxes in first. And because I G-A-M-E-S, so G-A-M-E-S, that's those 2 boxes gone. And because I have 3 left in the middle, I go 3 by 2 by 1. and when I calculated that out I got 12. So that's telling me I have 12, and then I said okay, so 12 divided by 2, because I'm going to see how many will have to start with A and how many will start to have with E. So I know that 6 of them are going to start with A and 6 of them are going to start with E, and I just started rearranging them. So I started off with A, G, M, E, S, then I went A, M, G, E, S, A, G, S, M, E. I was just rearranging those with having E at the outside and A here and E and so on. Part 2 of this says how many have M in the middle. So once again you could go and calculate them off this sheet, but what I did here is how many of them have M in the middle. I said, right, so I had to start off with either A or E, so this is 2 and this is 1. And to have M in the middle I only have one choice to put in here, so I had to put in a 1 because M has to fall in here. And then I was left with this box and this box, and I had 2 letters to choose from and 1. So then when I worked it out it was 4, but you could have went off and calculated them here. Part 3, it says how many arrangements end with the letter E. So when I worked out, we can see here that all of these 6 here end with the letter E, but I have 2 letters that go in there. Or sorry, I have 1 because this will have to be A. I only have one option because it has to end with it. 1 over here, and then I have 3 boxes, 3 by 2 by 1, and that will give me 6. Then it says, in how many does G appear before S? I have 6. In how many does S appear before G? I have 6. And then it says, in how many are M and G side by side? For this one I got 8. And then it says, in how many are M and G not side by side? I said 12, take away 8, which is 4. Question 4, it says there are 5 finalists in a school music contest. In how many different ways can a winner and runner-up be chosen? Okay, so I have 2 options here, either a winner and a runner-up. I have 5 people to choose from initially, so I go 5. This is going to be, one of these is going to be my winner, and then one of these is going to be my runner-up. So if I have a winner, I only am left with 4, so I have 20 people altogether. That 20 different ways I can arrange them. Then it says, question 5, how many 5-digit numbers can be formed by rearranging the digits in the numbers 3, 8, 6, 2, 1? So what I did is I drew out my 5 little boxes, and then I can choose any of those numbers, so 5 by 4 by 3 by 2 by 1, and I'm left with 120. Question 6 says, a company has 20 members on its board of directors. In how many different ways can members elect a president, vice president, secretary and treasurer? So I did 4 little boxes for this, so president, vice president, secretary and treasurer. So there's 20 members, so in my first box I have 20 people to choose from. One of those gets president, then I go on, I have 19 people left to choose from to get the vice president, then I have 18 people left to choose from to get the treasurer, and then I have 17 people left, and I will get 116,280. Question 7 says 6 greyhounds A, B, C, D, E and F enter a race. A special betting slip must be filled out in which you must predict which greyhound will come first, which will come second and which will come third. In how many different ways can the betting slip be filled? So I have 3 boxes to choose from, first, second, third. There's 6 greyhounds to choose from that can come first. Then if this person comes first, I'm left with 5 greyhounds that can come second, and if this one comes second, I'm left with 4 greyhounds that can come third. So there's 120 different ways I can do that. Question 8, it says a baby presses 6 of the 10 numbers, so 0 to 9, on a telephone dial pad once each. How many different number sequence could she have dialed? So she has pressed 6, so I make 6 boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 10 numbers that she could have chose first. Then she's left with 9 numbers, 8 numbers, 7 numbers, 6 numbers and 5 numbers. And I get my answer to be 151,200. Question 9, it says in how many different ways can the letters of the word square be rearranged? So taking 6 letters at a time. So 6 letters at a time, I'm going to have 6 by 5 by 4 by 3 by 2 by 1, which will give me 720. Then by taking 5 letters at a time, so we'll take it that like one of those letters is left over, so that's going to be the 6. So it's going to be 5 by 4 by 3 by 2 by 1 by taking all 5 letters at a time, and then we have the 6 letter that they can choose, which is 720.